You can lose 10 pounds and actually become more skinny fat, not less, more. The scale drops, but the body looks softer, less defined. And you have no idea why. That's not bad luck. That's a predictable outcome of the wrong approach. So if eating less and doing more cardio isn't fixing it, what actually does? That's what this video is about. And the answer isn't complicated, but it's almost certainly different from what you've been told. Skinny fat is not a weight problem. It's a body composition problem. Two men can both weigh 180 pounds. One has a higher percentage of muscle. The other has a higher percentage of fat. Same number on the scale. Completely different body. When you try to fix skinny fat by just cutting food and doing cardio, you lose weight. But you lose muscle alongside the fat. The ratio gets worse, not better. You end up lighter and more skinny fat. The fix is body recomposition. Losing fat while giving your body a reason to keep or build muscle at the same time. It comes down to three things: a moderate calorie deficit, enough protein, and resistance training. That's the framework. Now let me show you why each one matters and exactly how to apply it. When you create a large calorie deficit without enough protein and without resistance training, your body has no reason to hold on to muscle. So it uses muscle for fuel alongside fat. Cardio makes this worse. High volumes of cardio signal your body to become more efficient, which means carrying less weight, including muscle. And here's the part most men don't think about. When the diet ends, the fat comes back, but the muscle doesn't automatically return. So after the cycle, you're the same weight, with less muscle and more fat than before you started. That's why men who've done multiple diet cycles often feel like the problem is getting harder to fix. They're right. Each cycle makes the starting point worse. So what does the right approach actually look like? Let's start with food. The goal isn't to eat as little as possible. The goal is to create a small enough deficit that your body burns fat, but not so large that it starts burning muscle too. For most men, that sweet spot is 300 to 400 calories below your daily maintenance. Not 800, not 1,000, 300 to 400. That produces roughly half a pound to 1 pound of fat loss per week, which sounds slow until you realize that loss is coming almost entirely from fat, not muscle. To find your maintenance, take your body weight in pounds and multiply by 15. At 185 pounds, that's around 2,775 calories. Subtract 350 and you've got a starting target of roughly 2,400 calories. Track it for 2 weeks. If the scale drops more than a pound a week consistently, eat a little more. If nothing moves after 2 weeks, drop by 100 and reassess. Now, protein, more than you think. Target 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. At 185 pounds, that's 130 to 185 grams a day. Spread it across 3 or 4 meals, roughly 35 to 40 grams per meal. Eggs, chicken, beef, fish, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. These are your primary tools. Why does distribution matter? Because your body can only use so much protein at once to trigger muscle repair. One massive protein meal doesn't give you 4 times the signal. It gives you 1 signal. 4 moderate protein meals give you 4 signals. But this is also where a lot of men get it wrong, even after fixing their diet. Most men fix the diet and then do nothing different with their training. They might lift some weights, but they lift the same weights they lifted last month, the month before, the month before that. And that's the problem. Muscle is preserved and built through progressive overload, increasing the demand on your muscles over time. Without that, your body has no reason to maintain or build muscle beyond what's needed for your current activity level. It's not enough to lift weights. You have to give your muscles a reason to grow. Without progressive overload, you can eat perfectly and still stay stuck, because the training signal isn't strong enough to drive the body composition change you're after. 3 resistance training sessions a week, full body each time. That's it. 3 sessions, not 5, not 6. 3 well-structured sessions, each 45 to 60 minutes, with 48 hours of recovery between them, is more effective for body recomposition than 6 unfocused hours in the gym. Build each session around compound movements: squats, deadlifts, rows, bench press, overhead press, lunges. These work multiple muscle groups at once and produce the strongest muscle-building signal per minute of training. Aim for 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 reps per exercise. This rep range creates the right kind of mechanical stress, enough to trigger muscle repair and growth without destroying your recovery. And apply progressive overload every week. 1 more rep, a small weight increase, 1 extra set. The direction must always be forward. What about cardio? It doesn't disappear, but it plays a supporting role now, not the lead. Walking is your best friend here. Aim for 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day. It burns real calories through daily movement without the muscle loss risk that comes from long, repeated cardio sessions. 1 or 2 short, low-intensity cardio sessions per week on top of walking is plenty. Keep them to 20 to 30 minutes. And don't do them before your resistance sessions. Lift first, then walk. This week, do 3 things. 1. Work out your calorie target. Body weight in pounds times 15 minus 350. That's your starting number. 2. Hit 35 to 40 grams of protein at every meal. Don't count everything perfectly. Just make sure protein is at the center of every plate. 3. Do your first resistance session. Squats, rows, and a press. 3 sets of each, 8 to 10 reps. Write down what you lifted. That's the foundation. Build from there every week. The scale might not move much. That's fine. Judge progress by how your clothes fit and how your body looks in the mirror, not the number on the scale. 8 to 12 weeks of this approach produces visible changes in body composition that no amount of cardio and restriction ever did. Remember the man who lost 10 pounds and looked worse? He wasn't eating too much. He wasn't lazy. He was treating a body composition problem like a weight problem. Same effort, wrong approach. Change the approach, and the same effort produces a completely different result. If this helped, stick around. MenRev covers simple, realistic approaches to fat loss and building muscle after 35. No extreme diets, no 5-hour gym sessions, just what actually works.